Growing up, I always heard, you can't have it all and life's just not fair. But this couldn't be further from the truth. The truth is that you can have it all. The universe actually wants you to have it all. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how you can do that. Hey, what's up? What's going on? My name is Sabrina and welcome back to the channel. Here in the Better You community, we talk about all things self-growth and spirituality. And in today's video, we're going to be getting into how you can have it all. If you like what you hear today, give this video a big thumbs up to help out the channel. Feel free to subscribe and hit that bell button to be notified every time I post a new video. Share this with anyone you feel may want to hear it. And without further ado, let's get into it. So what does it mean to have it all? It means that you have overall happiness and fulfillment in life, that your relationships are healthy, that you are healthy, that you're doing what you love for a living. You love your home, you feel like you have freedom of time, you feel like you have freedom of money. And it's not to say that your life is necessarily quote unquote perfect, although you might say that, but it's to say that you're pretty much thriving in life. Like every area of your life is flourishing. And although this is so possible, very possible, many people think that it's not. Many people were taught growing up through society that you can't have it all, that it is too good to be true. And we put like a cap on how much happiness and fulfillment we think that we can experience in our lives. We say, oh, can't be having that much fun, can't be that happy. Let's turn things down a notch because there's no way we can be that happy for that long. And we put like, this is more a subconscious cap, like this is something that we usually are not aware of that we're doing. And it's where we feel uncomfortable with the amount of happiness that we are experiencing in our lives. We have a thing in the back of our mind saying, this is too good to be true. And then on a subconscious level, we do something to self-sabotage, or we expect bad things to happen. So we perceive things happening in our lives going badly, and we kind of like manifest something negatively going on in our lives. But what if I told you that you can have it all? That it is possible. You know, there are people that are living it. I feel like I'm living it. Other people are living it. And if it's possible for me, it's possible for you. If it's possible for one, it's possible for all. And I just want you to ask yourself, do any thoughts come up when I say that? Thoughts like, oh, it might be easy for you to say you must have been born into a rich family or had it easy or anything like that. Notice any thoughts that come up, and it's okay if these thoughts do come up because they used to come up for me too. But I want you to know that these thoughts that are coming up, and I'm calling you out with love here, but these thoughts that are coming up are your limiting beliefs that are causing you to not experience this life of having it all. I was born into a family of one of 7 kids. We grew up very poor. We were the charity house of the neighborhood, of the town, and I struggled a lot. I used to struggle a lot. Financially, mentally, emotionally, in relationships, in every aspect of my life, I was struggling. In the past, though, I created this life of every area of my life flourishing because I started to believe that it could be possible for me. It all starts with entertaining the idea, this could be possible for me. What if this is possible for me? Just like that little inkling, that little inch of like getting in there, you're opening the door, you're opening the opportunity, you're opening your mind to what if this could work out? You're letting the light in, telling yourself it doesn't matter what I've struggled with in the past. It doesn't matter what I've experienced in the past. If other people are living it, I can live it too. Start to become aware of your thoughts when things are going really well, and just notice. A lot of times you will get thoughts that come up in your head and say, oh, things have been going really well. Like, I wonder what will happen next. I wonder when the other shoe's gonna drop. And you're like preparing for something negative to happen in your life. This is your expectation. And with the law of assumption, what you assume to happen will happen. Start assuming good things are gonna happen in your life. Start assuming that things are working out in your favor. Start assuming that you can have it all. And I want you to take inventory of your life here, okay? See what areas of your life that you are struggling in the most. Is it in the financial area? Is it in the relationship and love department? Is it self-love? Is it your health? Whatever it is, ask yourself, what kind of story have I been telling myself about this area of my life? That it's hard, that it never works out for me, that people always do me dirty, that other people can do it, but I can't do it. What comes up for you? And be really honest with yourself here. And you might say, but Sabrina, like this is my life. This is my reality. It is hard. People do me dirty, right? And to that I say, yes, You are experiencing that. Not to say that you aren't, but it's to say that you can change the story. What you are living in now is a representation of what energies you have been in the past. Something may have happened in the past that created this narrative. Oh, people do me dirty. Oh, I always get cheated on. Oh, money is hard to come by. You created this narrative because of something that may have happened in your past, because of something way that you were raised. And so that's the story that you started to live by, that you started to write for yourself. Now you are fully living in this story. And I'm not saying this to be like a way of saying like, oh, you did this to yourself by any means. Like, please let go of any shame and any guilt that might come up when I'm saying this. But I'm saying this in a sense of, you have the power to change your story. You have the power to change your story. Stop underestimating your power. Again, with the law of assumption, how can you begin to shift the story that you tell yourself? When you change your story, you change your life. And when you change just one area of your life, it ripple effects into all others. So your story is like your internal narrative that you tell yourself. It kind of rules like your thoughts and your emotions and the way that you perceive things to be and to go on in your life. And I want you to imagine your life, your future, as like blank pages in a book, right? It's unwritten. You haven't experienced it yet. And you have the pen in your hand. You get to write what you get to experience in the future. But are you going to write something that's reflected from something that happened in the past, or are you going to recreate and rewrite your story? You get to write what you are going to live by. Let that empower you. I want you to remember that there are absolutely no rules to life. People have transformed their lives, did a completely 180 flip in like a week. People have become millionaires in days. Just thinking of my life, I was headed down a really negative path, a really low path, but I decided to switch it all around when I got introduced to the law of attraction and all of this like personal development work. I completely switched it around, and now I'm living on a completely different trajectory of my life, now sharing light, spreading light, helping others do the same, because I decided to rewrite my story. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't realize that they are writing this negative story for themselves on a subconscious level, right? That's why we want to bring this awareness into it, really become aware of like, what thoughts have been going on in your head? What have you been telling yourself? Because the first step to all change is awareness. Okay, I want you to open your eyes even further. Look at yourself from this point of view that everything can be possible for you. Really start to shift your beliefs around that. Start to shift how you feel around that. Often how we feel ties into our beliefs tied into how we feel. When you can change your emotions, you can change a lot of your deep beliefs, which are your like expectations on life. So notice what thoughts kind of trigger anxiety, worry, angst, frustration. Again, with the awareness, really like expanding. This is what I call in our signature program, Unleash Your Life. I call it expanding your conscious container, just like becoming more and more aware of the thoughts and the feelings and the beliefs that you have. Because when you become more aware, you can create more change. So notice like what's coming up for you. Then I want you to pause, work on releasing them. You can shake out the energy. You can work on like sighing it out, breathing it out. There's so many different techniques to release energy. Journaling, EFT tapping, work on releasing this energy of emotion that has like surfaced for you. And then after you've released that, I want you to switch your thinking over and intentionally think really optimistically. Like when something comes up and you're like, oh, of course this didn't work out for me, right? Notice that, pause and be like, oh, like I don't want to live by this story anymore. Okay, release whatever energy just came up for me. Okay, now I'm going to intentionally think, things can work out for me. Like I'm beginning to believe that things can work out for me. Really sit in that energy and begin to watch your external reality shift as you change your internal state. As within, so without. Your internal state reflects your external reality. Which brings me to say, if you have not yet signed up for our 21-day free challenge, Step Into Your Ideal Reality, I highly suggest you do so. It really guides you on the path of changing your internal state to be in energetic alignment with the reality that you want. I've been getting messages on how much people have been loving this and how people have really been feeling the shifts and seeing the changes in their lives because of this. So if you haven't downloaded that yet, I'll leave the link in the description below so you can be a part of that. but you deserve wild abundance. The universe wants to give you everything that you want. Know that. Live by that. The universe wants to give us everything we want, but we are often the ones that are holding up brick walls, that are putting up resistance to receiving it, that block it from coming in because we don't think we deserve it, or we don't think we're good enough for it, or we think that we have to work harder in order to deserve it. So on an energetic level, we push it away. And everything is energetics, right? When we look at everything in our world under a microscope, everything is all moving and vibrating atoms, energy. Atoms are primarily made up of 1% physical matter and 99.999 a million nines empty space. That empty space is energy. So if everything is made up of atoms, and atoms are primarily made up of energy, everything is made up of energy. And when we think in terms of energy, we find the secrets to the universe. We find the secrets to success. We find the secrets to having it all. So how can you energetically align with having it all? How can you begin to feel like you have it now? Even if your life is the biggest shit show right now, which trust me, mine was when I started to do this work, but I want you to write out, and seriously take the time to do this, but write out what you are grateful for in each area of your life. And maybe putting a little more emphasis on the area that you're struggling with the most, but really write out like how things do go well for you, how things are amazing for you. And it might take some time, but that's okay. Really dig in there, the answers are there. But by doing this, you really begin to shift how you see and feel about your life. When you begin to shift how you perceive your life, it's like putting on a different lens. We start to experience life differently. Which, by the way, I also came out with a really cool meditation, how to view life as a game, where you put on a different lens to view life as a game. It's really fun, really cool. I'll put a link up so you guys can check it out if you're interested. Really inspires you to be more bold, to be more confident, to take more risks, to really just not give a F, and to more so do you. That was my intention with that meditation. But speaking back on gratitude, gratitude is so powerful, is very powerful energy for transmuting lower vibrational energies to higher ones. It will completely up-level your way of being. If you are right now in kind of a victim state of mind of being oh, all these bad things happen in my life, start a gratitude practice. Seriously, every morning, write out 10 things that you're grateful for. Your mind will start to be on autopilot and start to pick out things that you're grateful for throughout your day, which will just ripple effect, and your vibration will really start to raise when you start to habitually practice this gratitude. Beyond powerful. I feel it's hella underestimated. And I want you to ask yourself, when things don't work out how you want them to, do you tend to sulk in yourself and complain? Or do you remind yourself that things are working out for you? That if this happened, that means that it's happening in your favor, whether you can see that directly or not. And this isn't just to throw a band-aid on something that happened in your life, say that something negative happened in your life and you're just superficially throwing a band-aid on it. But this is to really find whatever lesson that there is in there, find whatever value this offers to your life, and using that to serve you rather than to hurt you. It's turning your pain into power. You have the power to do that. Change your story, change what you are telling yourself. It all begins within. It all begins with the mind, and then works outwards to emotions, energy, behavior, shifts in your external results. Transmute whatever emotions and energy comes up for you that you don't want to be experiencing, and then switch it over. Put more emphasis on what you do want to create in your life, rather than putting emphasis on what you don't want to create in your life. Where focus goes, energy flows. What are you often thinking about? How things aren't working out for you, how this person did this and this thing happened and whatever. Or are you thinking about how you're so excited for things to work out, how you're so excited for XYZ, how you love your family so much, or how you love your home so much, or even if things aren't quote unquote perfect, it's finding the gratitude in the little things. It's working your way up. It's appreciating what you do have now. And also take the physical action to get any area of your life that you need to together. When you begin to shift your story, shifts your beliefs, your emotions, your energy, it will begin to shift your behaviors. You'll treat your loved ones with more love and respect. You become more timely and consistent in your career. You begin to watch your spending and save your money more and look into how to invest. Take the full responsibility of your life. No more saying and putting the power outside of you by telling yourself, oh, this can't work out for me because of the job I'm in, or because of the relationship I'm in, or because of the way that I was raised. Take full responsibility by saying, I'm in charge of my life. I get to say what goes on in my life, in my future. My job doesn't get to say how I live my life. My relationship doesn't get to say how I live my life. My upbringing doesn't get to say how I live my life. I get to say how I live my life, period. So I'm going to do what is necessary to create the results that I want to see in my life. And if I decide that I want to have it all, then I can. We did not come onto earth to suffer. We came on earth to expand, to grow, to act like the universe. And you guys know I'm not religious at all. You know that Bible verse that's like, we come in the image of God? Like, we came here in the image of the universe. Like, we have the universe inside of us. We are the universe. We are the creator of our lives. We are here to create. Heaven on earth is here, and we get to choose whether we tap into that or not. And if you have made it to this point in the video, I'd love for you to go ahead and leave a little butterfly emoji in the comments below so I know who made it up to this point. If this video helped you out in any way, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and hit that bell button to be notified if you want to see more stuff like this. Feel free to share this video with anyone you feel may want to hear it. Know that the power is in your hands, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.